Welcome to a short exposure on how to run a Legion recruiting booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Very well. With a little bit of luck, we'll get through this skit that depicts some of the do's and don'ts of running a recruiting booth. We don't pretend to know it all, but the members here that are participating in this have some experience. And we certainly, as I mentioned, will certainly take critiques. And we can't be complete. The time doesn't permit it. But the members here have participated in establishing new posts, in revitalizing posts, and in just plain old recruiting during the year to try to help membership across the district. So I think there is experience talking. Please listen. Let's get underway and we'll get to some general comments. So let's set the stage here.
Yada, 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 yada.
Turn it off. Keep it off. Nick, you look like a bum. You're not due here for another 30 minutes. Go change. Out.
Jeez.
Hold on, babe. Thank you. We weren't ready after all. You saw some of the first classic errors that are made. When you start this booth, you should have published in your local media the idea you're going to have a recruiting booth and where it'll be and when. Remember all the time that you represent the Legion and you're going to be a guest in other people's facility. So be gracious. In other words, be a first-class citizen because they've made you welcome and the Legion's reputation rests on you. Don't overdress. It can sort of discourage people. Don't underdress like Nick was. Give a good presentation of the Legion. A lot of times people discourage wearing this. I think it's completely optional. But you can have a variety of Legion caps. Wear what you're comfortable with. Set up in a manner that will let you have flexibility. These two folks have material back there that they can slide back and forth because they're going to meet all sorts of situations as people come by the table. This next thing is a little tricky. Decide ahead of time if you're working for your post or are you working for the good of the Legion. You might say, well, they're the same. Not necessarily. Let me rephrase it. Are you working for your post for the good of the veteran? You're going to encounter veterans that don't live in your neighborhood. Where are you going to put them? We maintain, could I have that roster? That you put them in the place where they should be, not just in your post. We'll get back to that more later. You may see different, but it's something you should decide ahead of time. Thank you, Debbie. Your job requires that you make eye contact with people as they go by. That's why we only have 2 people in the booth. As soon as you have 3, one of them's reading, and one of them's talking. And people are polite. They won't interrupt you. If you got something going on, they'll go right on by. There are better and worse times to have a booth like this established. Just before Christmas, most likely a loser. Just before New Year's, most likely a loser. Veterans are very vulnerable, if I can use that term, right around patriotic holidays. You certainly want to have the booths in those times. And then get a calendar of your local community. Look at the events that take place in the local parks and stuff. Decide on which of those you're going to be in. I think the way to handle this now is to mention the rifle, and we'll get that out of the way. Let's call a spade a spade. This is a gimmick. It's a rifle raffle. It could be anything you decide to use. That's your business. But we have tickets for a raffle. Is the purpose to raise money? Not today, it isn't. The purpose is to stop gain attention, open the conversation in the attempt to recruit Legionnaires. Money is a secondary objective of that raffle. But you need a gimmick. Without it, folks will walk on by. And we're not selling these signs short, but they're your identity, but we know from bitter experience they won't stop people very often. You need a gimmick. We highly recommend something of this nature.